Are you tired of all the dating games, rules, and societal norms that make falling in love confusing and stressful?
Then join us as we ditch the script and empower you to establish healthy, conscious relationships.
This weekly podcast breaks down popular dating reality television and educates you on healthy versus toxic dating habits.
I'm Brianna, a licensed therapist.
And I'm Alex, a trauma-informed and certified narcissist recovery coach.
Are you ready to ditch the script?
Oh my God.
I love it.
She's slaying. She's slaying. Yo,
Hey.
for anyone watching our YouTube channel, what you just witnessed is a trauma-informed modality called emotional discharge, aka trauma shaking. We let that shit go before we hit record today.
Oh my God, I needed that.
Yeah, doesn't it feel so good?
Yeah,
It
I
feels so
love,
good.
and if you're listening and not watching, basically I just let my body, I was like kind of imagining the feelings that I was just harboring before we got on, and then allowing my body to shake them as if it was shaking it in a way that I could actually release it. And that was kind
Yeah.
of the image, and what it looks like doesn't matter. It
No,
doesn't matter.
it's not supposed to be pretty or
No.
sexy or cute. It's supposed to look like an animal shaking their
Yeah.
body, just like a
Primal.
dog when they get out
Yeah.
of the bathtub,
Yeah.
literally.
Somatic regulation is just like everything I have ever needed in my whole existence.
It's the best shit.
Yeah. And I feel
My
really
favorite
grateful
tools.
because I feel like my barrier to doing something that's physical in the name of emotional regulation and nervous system regulation is a lot thinner. Like there's fewer barriers for me than
Good.
I think maybe for others just because of relationship with dance. And I feel
100.
really grateful for that. And I wonder what that's like for folks who have more of a disconnect. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of experience in my life in which I've had a really disconnected relationship with my physical body and being in my body. But
Yeah.
moving body is different. So I'm just curious what that's like for folks who feel like even more distance.
Yeah. I think with the mental health aspect, people don't understand how they're connected, which is
Mm,
why I'm so passionate about trying to educate on like nervous system work, somatic work, moving your body because like, the physiology of like think about it, and I say this with emojis all the time. It's like, how do you tell the difference between a sad emoji and a happy emoji? What's happening? Well, they have a frown, their eyes are down. Like if it's like the tilt of the head of the emoji is down, it's like, okay,
yeah.
yeah, that's a thing because it's literally the posture us humans take on when we're upset. So it's
Yeah.
like, but when we look at the posture of a happy person, confident person, what's happening? Well, their body, your chin is up, chest is back, they have a smile, their eyes
Mm,
are open. And it's like, okay, well, that's a thing because of what's happening at the nervous system level. So it's like when we start to really, that's why whenever I see someone in passing and I'm like, how are you? And they're like, I'm good. And it's like, I can look at them and be like, you're fucking lying because your body doesn't
liar.
lie. Your body doesn't fucking lie. And
Yeah.
so it's just like, I think a lot of people don't understand when I talk about like, you really want to get rid of your anxiety? Go punch a pillow, go for a run, like do
Hmm.
some breath work. They look at me like I have 10 heads, but I'm like, yo, you don't need to understand it right now. Just go do it. And then I'll explain the science later. Like, but
Yeah.
it's a thing.
Hmm.
So yeah, if anyone out there, and trauma shaking, what for me especially with anxiety and just
Hmm.
like ache emotions, like it was life
Mm.
changing for me. So
Hmm.
do it, y'all.
Mm. Yeah,
We
love
led by
that.
example,
Okay, we didn't intend to come in here and bust through the doors with that
but we did.
insight, but we did. And you want to know why? Because we're fucking professionals.
Yeah, always. Yeah. So what are I already forgot what we were gonna talk about. What do your notes
I got it.
what do your notes say over there? Yeah.
We have two different mindset notes
Oh, okay, cool.
and just like
Yeah.
an honest life update.
Okay, should we lead with the honest life update?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yo, us bitches over here be grinding.
Yeah.
Not in the sexy way, by the way.
Yeah,
Although we do a little
I
bit
wish
of
we
that
were.
too.
Oh,
Like, maybe for us in my bathroom or for my boyfriend.
yeah. I was gonna say,
I'm not-
I think that one of us is engaging in a bit of the literal sexy grinding, and the other of us is taking a bit of a hiatus from her sexy grinding. But that is okay.
Do
That's
it for
fine.
yourself in the mirror. I love
I
twerking for
do.
myself in the mirror. It's
Yeah,
such a
yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
Vibe,
yeah. It
vibe.
that's that when I remember we were talking a little bit ago, like a couple episodes ago, where we're talking about like how do you like start to feel hot that isn't necessarily focused in
Yes.
on other people telling you, hey, oh my God, you're hot. It's like how do I enter the space feeling hot? That's what I'll do. I'll
Mhm.
like do just a lot of sexual physical activity kind of at home in the mirror
Oh,
and
yeah.
just like tell
I
Tucker to
love it.
like ignore what's
Get out.
happening. Mommy's
Avert your
working right
eyes.
now.
Oh my god, it's so fucking true. I relate to that so hard. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my go-to when I'm like if I'm not feeling super good, but I know that I am like it's okay. I want to give myself space to feel bad when I feel bad. That's totally fine. But if I want to go into an environment in which I want to feel more confident and I want to take on the presence of more of having more confidence, I will rely on that to be able to be like, okay, let's tap back in to my literal sacral chakra. Is that
Hell
one?
yeah. Yep. The pleasure center, baby.
It's my genital chakra, in case you were
My genital
confused.
chakra.
It's where my genitals are.
I love it. My genital
hmm
chakra.
Okay, we
I love
haven't
it
given
and
the.
I love you.
Yeah, me too. I love you too. We haven't really given the honest life update, but basically, we are in our. Unfortunately, we live in a hustle culture, and therefore, we have to survive as hustlers in this moment. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
So,
100.
Alex is working all the live long day, and she's making this shit. She's manifesting wealth. Well, survival and then wealth.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not adding anything to that.
And
What more?
I'm trying to level up to just like clearing out my debt first. And so
Yes,
I'm
for
actually
that
about
too.
to I'm about to take on some additionals in a way that Alex has already been taking on. So I'm looking for extra work. And so like I right now my sights are set on a couple breweries that are in my area and I'm just
I
like,
bet.
yeah. So also anyone who's listened to this show consistently knows that I have a like a dog bar bartender crush. And like the crushes leaving the station. Listen, crushes canceled themselves out. By the way,
Yeah, they do.
if you ever worried about
They
that,
disqualify.
they disqualify themselves, and it's exactly how that should go. So as that crush like disqualifies itself, I also may become his coworker. That would
Yeah.
be fine.
And then maybe it'll be crushed back on and let's do it in the tap room. I don't know.
Oh my god, that would be sick. Yeah, I'm
A
looking.
little bit of
So
a fantasy there.
I
That's
know. No,
boring.
I might think about that later. I do actually. I probably have thought about that before when like this crush was like a new one, sort of like behind the scenes. Anyway, I here's the thing that people don't know that should know as I provide this context, which is I have very limited restaurant experience. Alex has tons. You're a savant. You're like I wish I had less experience
A little bit.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have zero. So what I'm doing is I'm like showing up at these bars and basically being like face forward, tits out, being like
Yes.
invest in the personality, babe. Don't worry about the experience. She's not there. But
Yeah.
I I have a face card that never declines. I have a titty card that never declines.
Mm,
I'm really good with strangers. I'm
mm.
very organized. I'm a quick
Yeah.
learner. I take feedback well. I'm
Yeah.
great at de-escalating stressful situations. Hello, working in group homes.
And drunken people. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I know exactly how to, squash a
Yeah.
squabble.
Yeah.
And um and I will be one of the better employees you have because I am
I
terrified
am
of you
me.
feeling like I'm bad at this. Yeah. Yes, and
Or
I
just
am
because
you.
you're you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, bitch. You can do it. You'll be so fine. You'll be more than
S
fine.
so I'm
They'll
doing
be sad to
that.
lose you.
Yeah, and you know what? Oh, so mindset.
Okay. Mindset.
This ties into what you're gonna share,
Okay,
which
cool.
is I was about to go into this brewery
Mm.
the other day. You and I were voice noting, and then I had gotten off, and I was about to go into this brewery, and I was just like, I don't want to fucking do this. I hate
Hmm.
giving up my free time for anything
Agreed.
that's not for sheer
Agreed.
pleasure. But
Yes.
things are different
Well,
right now, and this just needs to happen. So I sat with myself in the car with the air conditioning still on because simple
blast.
luxuries. Yeah. And I said, okay, why am I upset right now? And I was like, I'm upset that I'm like showing up at a place that I don't really want to be, to do a thing that I don't really care to do for the sake of surviving and eventually, hopefully, thriving. And I'm
Fuck
pissed off
yourself.
about that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I sat with myself and I was like, you're allowed to be pissed off about that. That is annoying.
Yes.
There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to make a living off of the amount of money that you make at your regular job. These are ridiculous times. They're
Yes.
ridiculous
They really
times.
are.
Oh my God, bitch. Oh my fucking God.
America, wake up.
America. Knock, knock.
Fix your shit, America.
Get it
Fix your
together.
shit. Come
You know
on
what,
now.
America? I've been asking you to get a therapist for quite some time now. And I think that it's time that you
Yeah,
bite the bullet and talk to someone more supportive because I can't help you, babe. You
for
need to
real.
help yourself.
You need a team of therapists. Okay?
Mm,
Okay.
hmm
All right.
So I was like, you know what? That's all fine and good and valid. However, this this is something that you get to choose to do. And I am choosing to
Mhm.
do it because I could just not do it and I could just like, I don't
Mhm.
know, do anything else. But you're doing this because it also provides these other opportunities. Like it gets you out of the house. It will help you meet people. It will put you in an
Right.
environment. You're specifically choosing
Yeah.
environments that are a little bit more laid
Mm.
back, that don't require much from you. Like you love being
Mm.
social. You would love the opportunity to like meet a bunch of different people, exchange, build a relationship with regulars,
Yeah.
meet more girls, have more
Yeah.
friendships in the area. And then once I started naming some of this stuff, they kept coming. And I was like, oh, I feel better.
Yeah.
And I got out of my car. I was like, you're doing this. Go have a fucking beer and go ask about a job. This could be
Yep.
so much worse.
Yeah. 100%. I love that. Thanks for sharing
Mm-hmm.
that. So what I'm
You're
hearing
welcome.
is like take the situation that you might not be 100% stoked about and look for the good that will come of it. Like bitch, for all you know you're going to meet the one here in some way shape or
Yeah.
form, right? It could
Mm-hmm.
be a distributor that distributes a certain beer and then you have like every week you have to see them cuz they're dropping beer off and you're like you're kind of cute. Like I'll sign your distribution form and
Oh,
like see
bitch,
you
the way
next
in which
week,
I would not be able to
you know?
focus. I am my professionalism goes out the door when I have a crush because I just can't think about anything else. I am annoying.
It could be that. It
Yeah.
could be just a cute guy who walks in with a cute dog, and then you're like, fuck, like, how
And
often
I
you
will
come
spill their
here?
beer on the ground.
I'll
Like
know
I'm
your
gonna
name.
I know I will know your
It
name,
can
but you're
still
also
be a
gonna know
meet
mine.
cute and
Maybe.
in a cute way. I have more faith in you than that. Stop
Thank you.
disqualifying yourself, bitch. Stop. No. Come on. Get out of
I don't
here.
know. You haven't
Don't talk
seen
about my
me.
friend that way.
Thank you, but also you haven't
I
seen me
think
under pressure.
even if
It's
you
very
spill
shocking.
a beer on a guy and he's cute and you're cute, I think he probably would appreciate it though. Like, get me sticky in other ways, bitch. Oh God, my mind
That's a
is in
really
the
good one.
gutter today.
I know. I like it.
What is up
Um,
with me?
that's really good. I'll keep that in mind. Hmm.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and add to it. So, yo, I feel you, right? Like
Hmm.
the thing about entrepreneurship is there's ebbs and flows. There's like we're fucking killing it, and like okay, yeah, some supplemental income will be helpful here. And no one likes, as Bree just laid out so honestly and just fucking raw, is that no one likes giving away their free time to something that they don't love doing, to
Hmm.
something that they know will be temporary as well. Cause
Mm.
it's like, what's the point? Like this energy of like, meh.
Mm. Yeah.
And so I was sitting with this myself the other day
Mm.
and I was like, girl, talking to me, right? Cause that's how I talk to me.
Yep.
You
Alex.
are choosing, and I started going down the list in my life, like even my relationship. It's like you are choosing to show up, so you might as well have a good attitude about it, because if you really don't want to be here, you don't need to be here. And then
Right.
I started doing that with everything. It was like, I'm choosing to have this business that I've been growing for 3 years. And it's like, yes, I'm going to have a good attitude about it. I'm choosing to show up and wait tables part time. And yes, I'm going to have a good attitude about it. And I'm choosing to be in this relationship. And I'm going to be the best damn girlfriend I can be within this relationship because I want
Mm,
to, not for
hmm.
them, but for me. And
Hmm.
like, it's more fun that way.
Yep.
And so I started implementing this, and it's actually been kind of funny to watch how better things have gotten all the way around. So I just wanted to share that because it's like we have choice. Like I know sometimes it might not feel like that, especially when like Bree said, like we're making decisions from a place of survival. Like I have bills I need to pay, I have things I need to accomplish, do whatever, debt to pay off,
Yeah.
whatever it is, right? And it's like when we have to take on something again that we're not 100% stoked to be there at, the icky overwhelm, the resistance to being there, the frustration, that they're true emotions, we can feel those and acknowledge them and welcome them and validate them and let them
Mm,
be. And then also be like, you know what though, I'm going to choose to just show up in the best version of me possible, because at the end of the day, me being a
mm,
sourpuss about this shit isn't going to produce anything better for me, right? And that was kind of
yeah.
the realization I came to, was like I can either show up and be, let my overwhelm, my frustration, my resistance to being here be forward facing in my energy and
Mm,
how I be in that environment,
hmm.
or I could choose to be like, you know what? I'm not stoked to be here, but I'm going to make this a good time. I'm gonna make it a good time. I'm gonna say hi to everybody. I'm gonna just like, I'm gonna look cute when I show up. I'm gonna choose to blast a smile on my face. And it's been pretty great.
Good.
So I hope that helps for whoever needed
Does
to
that
hear
carry
it.
through that the whole shift?
Yeah.
Wow. Because it's
There's definitely
contagious.
times where I have a blip, but that's the thing. That's exactly it. It's like
Mm,
there might be a moment or two where I have a blip, and I just see it as a fork in the road where it's like, wait, who are you choosing to be today? How are you choosing to show
mm,
up? And also, asking for hugs is so nice. So, like
mm.
today, even earlier, I looked at one of my buddies and I was like, can I get a hug? And they were like, yeah. Because
He's
obviously I
like,
have to ask for consent doing this.
of course,
But he was
especially at
like,
work.
yeah. Yeah. Yes, especially at work. So true. I also just took it's so funny. I forgot about it. We just did the sexual harassment training and I completely forgot about it, but it's a habit to ask for consent doing what we do. So it's like ingrained in my
Good.
being. And so good thing I got consent. Um
Hmm.
but yeah, it's like, look, no one, like, how many of us have been in work environments, in offices, like, even when I was full time salaried, and it's like when people don't want to be there, and then we start talking about how much we don't want to be there, that feeling just compounds. And then we all like hate our lives together
Hmm.
in this icky way. And like, is there a sense of camaraderie there? Totally. But it's a downward spiral of camaraderie, like, meaning like it's an ick factor, low vibe energy of camaraderie, instead of being like, you know what? How can we make this better? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
100%.
yeah, I hope that helps y'all in some way, shape, or
It
form.
helped me. I think like it's interesting that you and I had a bit of the same shift around the same time.
Mm,
I'm really glad that it's working for you. For me, I think it's going to have to be like I'm going to have to practice that every day that it comes up.
yeah.
Um,
And that's okay.
because yeah, it's totally fine. This is not a mindset shift that I think sometimes when we talk about mindset shifts, like it can happen in the way of I'm shifting my mindset and now I am like that's really put things into perspective and that actually carries me through an entire season, right? Sometimes a mindset shift has to happen every day that you're choosing
Yeah.
to engage in that environment and like and try to, especially if it's a job or
Yep.
you're going to your in-laws every time, you know what I mean? Like it's sometimes you gotta like give yourself that moment to like pause ahead of time and be like, listen, why am I doing this? Why am
Yep.
I doing this? Why am I choosing this? And I think connecting with
Yep.
the why is going to be like helpful with a heavy
Mhm.
amount of validating yourself ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because
And I
this
feel
shit
like
does suck.
exactly. And I feel like for the person who might be struggling to switch into the positive mindset, because I feel you, and I don't want anyone to feel shame for being like, I can't even access that part of my mind, like to think about it in a different light. That means that there's feelings coming up that you haven't processed yet. And
Mm.
so that's like, get really clear on what those emotions are. Use a feeling wheel, which you literally can just Google feeling wheel or wheel of emotion. Save that shit to your phone. It's the best tool on the world, on the
So
whatever, you feel
good.
me.
It's
And
so good.
when you're there, label the emotion and then take that emotion and do whatever it is you need to do with it. Punch pillows, scream in pillows, cry, rage, like let it fucking be. Go kick around in a pool real hard, go for a run, like do the thing to shift the energy, allow your body to process whatever it is. And you'll find that after moving your, oh wow, we're going full circle moment, moving your body back to the
Yeah.
beginning of this episode, you will find after moving your body, what happens is the nervous system's able to chill, which means you can literally access a different part of your mind that allows you to look
Mm.
at things from a new perspective. But if
Hmm.
you're struggling to look at things from a new perspective and a new light, it means that your nervous system's dysregulated and you need to fix that shit before you can even do the mindset stuff. So,
Mm.
lesson of the day. Okay, should we go back to Japan?
Let's go to Japan for the last time, you guys.
I'm a little sad about
I
it.
know. It was just
I
starting to
liked
get good.
them. I know. Okay, like for real, because the first pod part was like so like, okay,
It's
you
just really
guys are
polite.
perfect.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
polite.
polite's a good word.
Yeah.
Polite is such a good word.
I
It's
mean, it's
like
still
good
really
girl conditioning
polite,
on crack. Yeah, true.
but
America just has some raunchy, non-polite TV. And so it's just a stark contrast.
yeah, there's definitely differences in how we attract a partner or rather get someone's attention.
Yeah.
Like our
Got mixed
methods are
feelings about it.
fucking weird. Ours are like, in yoga pants, I can put my heels behind my ears. You know what I mean? Like we're
Yeah.
a little bit like that.
There's
And
no secrets. There's no
yeah,
mystery.
no
We're very
mystery.
forward
Whereas
facing
in this show, we did not see any of them kiss until
until
their
they're
wedding
married.
day, which I
Yeah.
I still wonder. We talked about this. We were like, were there more displays of
Affection.
affection, but that weren't aired on purpose,
Potentially.
or did they hide it better because they knew they were being filmed? I've
Yeah.
never seen contestants of a reality show be more self-aware about them being on a reality show.
Right? For real. I don't know. Also, this is such a pit stop, and it really is going to be a pit stop. There's another ultimatum out, and I'm kind of
I
upset about it.
I was just going to say the same words, and I was like, "Don't interrupt Alex right now. Just say this." Wait. No, let's stop. Let's stop on this quick stop. I'm annoyed that
Me
they're straight.
too.
Okay, why are you annoyed? I know why I'm annoyed.
I just feel
I'm
like
annoyed because
it's
they're
too
straight.
soon. I feel like it's too soon. Yeah, I feel like it's taking the thunder away from like Ultimatum Queer Love. I really
Mhm.
feel like that was such a win on
Mm.
like like ugh. I'm
Mhm.
so annoyed that it's just straight people, straight people, mostly white people over and over and over
Mhm.
again. And it's like, yo, like Netflix Ultimatum Queer Love was a win for you guys, and you don't even realize how much of a win for you guys it was. And you kind of boofed it in a few ways, like the pronouns thing. What the fuck with
Mm.
Joanna Swisher being the host? Like, she's not queer, she's
Yeah.
straight as a duck. Straight as a
Yeah.
duck? I just made that up. Um,
An arrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Got you.
anyway, this podcast episode is going to be unhinged, y'all. Buckle the fuck up.
Get
And
ready.
so I'm disappointed. I'm a little annoyed just because it's like I just feel that they could have marketed it more. I think they could have let it marinate
Mm,
more. And
mm.
it's just, I think they are rushing into a new season of Ultimatum too fast, and it's going to steal the thunder of what they just accomplished with Ultimatum Queer Love. The end.
Mhm.
That's how I feel.
I love that. And I agree. I wonder how our contestants feel. Um, maybe
I'm
they're
sure
like,
they don't
get
give a
me,
fuck.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, get
They're like,
me
talk about
off,
somebody else.
please.
Yeah.
Let's ask Xander and find out. Xander, if you're listening, let us know. Um, yeah, I just was like, I don't want to see the Lachey's again. Here's the
Oh
other
no,
thing,
are they
like,
back? I didn't
yeah,
even know they were back.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
throwing
Here's the
up a little in
thing.
my mouth.
Just side note, you and me, there's other
Yeah.
queer reality television that's going on. We don't have to go back to the streets if we don't want to. Not
Okay,
like
let's do
Love is
it.
Blind hasn't been the straightest, most gender conforming thing that's ever existed, but it was a
Yeah.
step outside of our American culture and we appreciated that perspective.
Yeah.
But we don't have to stay on the streets if we don't want to. We have
No, and
choice.
I think we shouldn't because it's like we get enough of that already. We get
Oh
enough of
God.
that already,
I am
you know?
suffocated by straightness every
Yeah,
day.
me too. I love, yeah, okay. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth if I keep talking. So we're gonna stop
Yeah, let's
talking.
just move on. So, okay, we're in Japan for the last
We
time,
are.
and we have 3 weddings to pursue,
Oh
right?
no. Yep, we
Yeah.
do. Trace of them.
This is a different ending to Love is Blind than I've ever seen before for so many reasons.
Yeah, they're
One,
breaking rules.
they're making their own rules. One, we don't have nearly as many couples get to the altar, and we talked about that in the last episode. Like everyone sort of squashed what they needed to squash before they got to the wedding. Two, like they have like a mini reunion for the married
Yeah.
peoples
I was kind of happy about
afterwards.
that.
Yeah, because I was hoping to have some sort of like closure of like,
Where
where
are
are
we
we?
at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then you have these like very like specifically aesthetically curated updates of the single people.
Yeah, which I didn't take many notes on. Did you take notes? I didn't take
No,
any
I
notes.
only
Yeah.
noted that like this all feels too idealistic for me to believe any of it. Yeah.
Okay. And then
Listen.
Bree did her own reconnaissance and has updates for us that
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
even know
yeah.
yet. So I'm buckled in with y'all to hear
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
those.
have an idea of what some people are up to. And one specific bomb that you're gonna lose it.
Really?
Yeah. 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 Mhm.
Okay. All right. I'm ready. Jax, I'm okay. He's under my desk concerned. He's like, do I need to call the authorities? Bubba. He's
We're
like, I'm just gonna
okay.
sit right here. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you,
Aw.
bub. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Ah, okay.
So
We start with where
Ayano
we
Shantara.
lost. Yeah, we start with Ayano and Shantaro. They are connecting before their wedding's happening, and you and me are like, "Uh-oh,
Dun
what's
dun
about to
dun.
happen?" And Shantaro starts talking, and basically he says he's put too much pressure on their relationship. He's put too much pressure on Ayano to become the idealized version of what he is looking for in a partner. It's
Right.
basically saying, I set you up for failure as far as like our relationship potential. And
Mm.
and because I was so concerned about feeling like I wasn't able to get to know you or you weren't matching my level of expectations, it was actually causing the inverse effect on me. And I was starting to conceal more and more and more of myself.
Good awareness. Excuse me. As I yawn.
But
Good awareness, Shantaro. Snaps for Shantaro.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually really grateful to hear him call that out because I feel like we saw that happen.
We did. We did kind of see that happen. And like, it was, I mean, look, I think it's partial. Yes, I think it's partially Shintaro. I think it's also partially Ayano. Like
Yes,
not
agreed.
feeling comfortable being who she is. Like we get her backstory as to why that's a thing while she's in the pods, but like we never really see who Ayano is. Like we don't see any she's very like, look, I love vanilla ice cream, y'all, but I'm just gonna like use this as an analogy. Like she's vanilla. Like we didn't get to
Yeah.
see her spice, her chocolate chips, her, you know, caramel ribbons. Like we didn't get to see any of that. What?
I love the idea of a
Also,
caramel ribbon being the addition of more depth to personality. I love that.
yeah. And it's also very front of mind because Brie just went to Killwins, which was my first job ever. It's an
Mm.
ice cream fudge shop. So I'm
Wait,
like thinking
wait.
about that. What?
Quick pit stop. Another pit stop.
Oh, okay. Okay, what?
Where was your first Killwins job? Where what location?
Annapolis, Maryland, and
Oh.
I did Deerfield Beach actually. I worked at that Killwins.
Oh. Okay, this
Hmm.
one was Delray, Atlantic
Delray.
Ave.
Yeah.
Hmm. I was
So,
gonna get really
what
excited
flavor
if it
did
was
you
the same.
get?
I got
Because they're also the
um
same.
I got Georgia peach.
Oh my god, yum! This
Wait,
is summer
they
flavor.
yeah, it was. They
I mean, they
haven't
roll out
changed.
limited, but like the
Okay.
mud flavor, like did you see Delray Beach mud? Like it's always the city, so it's like Deerfield Beach mud, Annapolis mud, but
Oh
it's
my
always vanilla
God.
with chocolate chips and caramel fudge swirls. You're welcome.
Oh my God.
My favorite summer flavor that they might have discontinued by now is key lime pie because it's cream
Mm,
cheese
so
swirl
good.
with chocolate
Hmm.
covered graham cracker crust.
Yeah, I'm going
So
to tell you
fucking
right
good.
now, if they had that, that's what I would have gotten. So
Yeah.
disappointing. Disappointed.
Anyway, okay, back to Shintaro and Ayano. We didn't see any of her
Mm,
caramel ribbons or chocolate
no, we
chips or
didn't.
anything.
We didn't. I think that the
So,
two of them were really similar in a lot of ways for different reasons. But this is why they didn't work out as a couple because both of them were sort of really limiting. Shatara was actually limiting what he showed of himself to his partner, and
yeah,
Ayano hadn't yet fully discovered the depths of herself while being in this relationship.
agreed. Yeah.
I think
So,
the lesson here with Shintaro is if you
yeah.
are expecting your partner to be something that is not what is directly in front of you and you're spending more energy comparing to see how they measure up to what you believe you're looking for instead of just getting to know the person in front of you, you
Yep.
will always set yourself up for failure. Period.
100%. This is something I say all of the fucking time to
Hmm.
people in general. It's like you need to date what's in front of you, who's in front of you, rather. I mean, a little bit of both. Not try and take that person and make them into something you want. Like,
Hmm.
we need to fucking get away from that. It's not healthy. It's controlling. It's fucking manipulative
Hmm.
and it always backfires. Like, how would you?
Hmm.
Because again, I get that it's sneaky. Like, no one sits there and is like, I'm going to date you and make you into who I want you to be. But over time, you'll start hearing yourself like, if he could just do this, if he could just say that, if or she or whatever
Hmm.
pronoun. But you get what I'm saying. And it's like,
Hmm.
yo, no, they're either someone that like, and this is why so many people can break up even though they're still in love with their person because we can fall in love with someone who's not compatible with us,
Yeah.
even when we desire them to clean or cook the same way we like whatever it is. So it's just like, stop. Let them
Hmm.
be who they are. And then you get to be who you are and you make an intentional decision around can I see my life aligning with yours or not? The end.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And if
Here,
Shintaro just talked to
oh, sorry.
us, then he would have known that.
Yes.
Hmm.
Duh. Come on,
I know.
Shintaro. Give us a
Hmm.
ring. Here's
Yeah.
where I thought was weird. I thought, here's another lesson he could learn. He was like, I didn't get my questions answered. And it's like,
Mm.
you didn't tell her you had questions. You could have advocated for that. And so you can't really blame her. The other thing that I thought was weird is he was like, I thought she'd be surprised or be like, no, don't do that. And it's like, why? But why does that matter though? You know, it's like, well, go
Ego.
ahead. Yes,
Ego.
exactly. Yeah, he wanted to, and this is something else I see so often because I have people who will leave unhealthy relationships and they're like, but why aren't they chasing me? But why aren't they
Mhm.
fighting for me? But why aren't they? And
Mhm.
it's like, okay, are you leaving this person because this is what's best for you? Or are you leaving this person? And for those of you who aren't watching our YouTube channel, I did leaving this person with really obnoxious air quotes. Are you, again, leaving this person to subconsciously and manipulatively seek reassurance of your value?
Yeah, that
You have
part.
to sit with that pill and chew on it, yo.
Yeah.
Cause
Mhm.
it's like, that was what I kind of wanted to say, where I feel like that's the most unhealthy thing I've heard him say this entire time, where he was like, one, I had questions and I didn't get my questions answered. And you could tell he was kind of peeved at Ayano, but it's like, yo, Ayano doesn't know you have questions you want her to answer. Fucking ask the question. Tell her. Okay, great. I'm glad you're on the same page. Curious, like, here are some of the questions that have been coming up for me lately. Can we talk about those before we say
Right.
goodbye? He never said
Right.
anything. And then
Right.
also to tell the camera in your confessional, like, I was surprised. I thought she'd at least be upset about it. It's like, yo, I get your ego's wounded because you want to feel wanted, but like, good for Ayano. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you both were at the same point. Neither one of you wanted to say yes. Like, you should be relieved that she's not butthurt about it,
Mhm.
you know? And
Yeah.
taking it personally. She said thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it doesn't it feel better that she's not fucking pissed off at you, that she, like, got all the way
For
this far and you didn't
real.
say anything? Yeah. And I was actually really proud of Ayano for kind of owning her truth because I definitely thought that they would make it to the altar and she would have just said yes.
Yeah, like a people pleaser, just like, okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna do this now. Yeah, I
right.
agree. I could see
So
that
I
happening.
I love that and who knows, maybe the circumstance allowed her to be able to own that a little bit louder. But I, you know, I do they're both guilty in this. Shantaro's just
Agree.
naming it. And Shantaro's
Yeah.
like, he's exposing himself when he's like, I had questions that weren't
Yeah.
answered. And you and I are like, wait, what questions did you ask her though? And
Yeah.
Ayano, like, she had concerns about his age, she had concerns about these other things. Why don't you say anything?
Yeah, why were those brought up in the 3 weeks you had together?
We're just out here not talking about a goddamn thing with each other,
To be
period.
polite.
Yeah.
To be polite. Yo. Okay, this is actually really very much true of this culture. I think that I could see it being a little like, okay, yes, we want to be polite and we still need to get our questions answered, right? And
Mm.
I think too often people think that asking questions, even hard questions, having uncomfortable conversations is impolite. And that's not true. We can be polite and have uncomfortable conversations at the same time. And so I definitely think that that's one, awareness, but two, for anyone listening, like, yo, don't you're not too much for asking questions. You're not impolite or rude for being like, hey, tell me more about this. And so, if you have something mulling over in your brain, if you have concerns within a relationship or with someone you're dating, you need to fucking talk about it. Because what will guarantee F up your relationship is not talking about it. So,
Exactly. And
hokey
that's
pokey.
that. That's that on that.
Ryotaro and Matome. I was screaming like a little fucking girl watching these two. I felt like a
I
child
know.
playing with my Barbie dolls.
I know. It was
Except
so
their
great.
names weren't Barbie and Ken, it was Ryotaro and Matome.
Yeah. Classic.
Classic.
Um, they are amazing and they're made for each other. And
They're
it was
so cute.
really exciting. It was so cute to see Matomi's like parents come in and obviously like her dad was in such a supportive space.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
really cool. What it showed me is that like this person who wanted nothing to do with the experience of the show, which I fully understand, um, is so happy to be there despite the show's
Presents.
influence, but
Yeah.
literally because he believes in them as a couple so much and he sees his daughter as happy as she is. And that's
Yeah.
all regardless of how they like make this moment seem really magical, that's what I'm paying attention to. That tells me this is a genuine couple. This is a
Yeah.
genuine connection. And I I know that Love is Blind US has had a couple of couples that like have really like been match maids
Yeah.
in the heavens, in the stars, in the universe.
Yeah.
Um, like our Tiffany and Brett and whoever like the very first
Yeah.
couple was, which I actually never even watched that season. Did you ever watch that season?
What?
Love is Blind US season uno.
Wasn't that like Alexis and Brennan's season?
No,
Didn't we
girl.
watch that on here? What
We
season was
what?
that?
That was like 3, babe.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to report back to you all because I I don't know. I don't motherfucking
There's
know.
there's 3. This was season 1.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'll need to go look. I'll need to go.
Yeah.
I'll need to. I don't know. I don't
Anyway,
know off the top
there's
of my
one
head.
couple that made it that is still here, and it's been like 3 or 4 years.
Mazel tov. Love
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Okay, so this is a couple that I think will probably be together till their death.
Agreed. I love it. I'm so happy. I'm
Yeah.
so happy. Love these two.
Do you have any notes?
They're no, no notes. Literally everything you already said. What I did say, I was like, their kiss was awkward, but
Oh,
so cute. So like, I really believe that that was their first kiss. I really think just because
I
like
believe that too.
yeah, just because of like their bodies, like their hips were like 4 feet apart, and they were like pecking. Like it was the cutest little thing. And I'm like, I hope you two got it on that night because like you deserve it.
We're literally
Um,
never going to see the sexual tension. We see more sexual
no.
tension from Midori and Wataru, and
Yeah. So
which is crazy.
let's go there. Okay. So mm, what I thought was really funny was that Wataru's father was like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. And he's like, Dad, like, I'm not gonna know if she says yes till I get to the altar. Like him explaining that, and then his dad is like, "Oh, well, then I hope she
Oh,
doesn't say no." Like, it's
yeah, I
just so,
know. That this was
just
a
like,
moment this is a moment where I have appreciated Wataru's confidence throughout this whole event, because this whole experience, because he's got grounded confidence. He's not
yeah,
delusional. He
no,
doesn't think that there's no chance in hell that she would say no. He's just sort of like, he just seems kind of unfazed by it. He's like,
yeah,
she's either going to say yes and we're going to do this, or she's going to say no. But as long as we're here, I'm going to be extending my hand to her, which I was like,
yeah, it was cute
oh, um, that man loves her. And
for
she
real.
is so unsure.
Yeah, and Wataru looked fucking adorable. Like the
Adorable.
way he did his hair
So
in that
cute.
suit, I was like, okay, Wataru, who is
I
showing
know.
up
Okay,
today?
but he
That's
also
sexy.
did wear brown. How did you feel about that?
I didn't notice, so that just goes to show how the haircut really worked for him.
Yeah, he was in a
I
brown
didn't
suit.
notice. Oh my
Hmm.
god. I mean, clearly not my favorite, but I liked his hair.
Yeah,
So
he looked
I was
adorbs.
fixated on his face.
He looked really
Shintaro, you
good.
need a better haircut then, I guess, bro. Sorry,
What's
hun.
interesting about the fact is that we see more sexual tension between the two of them is so interesting, because we know that Midori is not actually that attracted to him.
I think that's what she's saying, but whatever. I don't know. Midori,
Who
write to
knows?
us. Let us know how you were feeling.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have any other notes before we get down to the altar?
I just was speaking about his confidence, and like I just thought it was noteworthy. It was very like, he didn't say this, but it was sort of like, I still want to be with this person. Like I still, oh,
Yeah.
what was speaking to me about his, like, I keep saying groundedness and confidence, but that's because that's really what I was experiencing when I'm watching him. It's sort of like he is not basing his level of commitment or interest in his person based on how they're feeling.
Yeah.
It is entirely
Yeah.
independent.
Which is what it should be. Good job, bro.
Right. Like, I think, and I understand this in us, we can sometimes sort of wonder and sense like, oh my God, is my person not that interested in me right now? Like, oh my God, that makes me nervous. It makes me nervous about the future. Okay, like, how does that need to impact me? Like, do I need to pull back? Do I need to do something?
Hi,
Wataru
anxious
is like,
attachers. Feel you.
yeah, like, and while Wataru is very secure, and like he literally has his partner being like, you have extra weight on your body that I think should get lost. Um, you like, I don't really know if we're gonna end up being together. Like he has this partner who's saying all of these things, and all the while he is saying literally and symbolically, I'm gonna continue to extend my hand to her, and if she will reach for it, I will take it. Crazy. That's crazy.
I think that's what's freaking Midori out. I think when you
Mm,
haven't had, and I'm speaking from personal fucking experience, when you haven't had someone in the past show up for you like that in a secure, stable, consistent way, it can feel really triggering because
mm-hmm,
it's like you don't trust it, you know? There's parts of you
mm,
that are like, how long is this going to last? Are you going to pull the rug out from under me? What
mm.
do you want from me? Why are you being nice to me? It's really, it's a mind fuck, especially if you haven't done the inner work. So, and even
You
if
know
you
what?
have done the inner work, it'll come up.
You're so
Again,
right.
speaking from personal experience.
No, dead ass. But you're so right, because we saw this when they first got together in the vacation part of their experience, where she was like, I don't know if I'm deserving of his
Right.
praise.
Yeah. And
Mm,
so, and that was what put me on the trail because it's just like, yo, girl, like, why are you pushing him away? Why are you hyper fixating on the way he looks as a means to push him away? It's been interesting. But
mm,
here's what ends up happening. They get to the
mhm.
altar. Wataru is like, I fucking do to this chick. Then the priest is like, or whatever we want to call him, efficient, is like, Midori. And it's like dead silence. She can't look him in the eye. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to say no. She literally can't look him in the eye. And here's where she goes with this. She's like, yo, honestly, and that was another point where my butt cheeks clenched and I was like, brace for impact. Here we go. She was like, honestly, I don't even know what marriage is, but I do know that the thought of not seeing you tomorrow makes me sad. So, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I kind of get that though. I'm like, that's, I think, a line of thinking that I would take is like, well, but do
Mm,
I want to see this person again or do I not want to see this person again?
mm.
And I really feel like that would be like where my meter goes. So, yay, they get married. I was going to say engaged.
Yeah.
They get married and they kiss and their hips are way closer together, which makes
Yeah.
me think like, ooh. And then he picks her up and they kiss and it was really cute.
Yeah.
And
And there's
they
parties.
the end. There's parties and there's cake. And then we have a 3 month reunion.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go there now? Do you have anything
Yeah,
to
let's
say
go there.
about Wataru and Midori? Okay.
No, not
Um,
literally, not at all.
My favorite part of the reunion is that Ryotaro and Matomi are blonde. Blonde is back, baby.
Blonde is
Blonde
back.
is back, and Matomi is like, I'm married to a motherfucking hairstylist who's going to give me a glow
Transform
up.
me. She looks
Yeah.
edgy. She looks cool.
She looks great. She looks so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
They are obsessed with each other. And to quote them, they're like, we're soulmates. We are so spiritually connected. This was amazing. And I'm just
They
like,
said that?
snaps, snaps, snaps. Yeah, they said they were soulmates. Literally. They were
I
like,
missed that.
oh my God, it was the cutest. Um, she
They are
talks about,
soulmates.
yeah, they are. They're so cute. She talks about how it was an opportunity for her to change as far as like grow, and he feels comforted with her and just is really loving like coming home to her and how nurturing she is. Those are basically all my notes. What about you?
I have zero notes.
Okay, that's
The,
that.
the notes the notes are, they love each other. They are like,
Yes.
I they trust their relationship, they trust their pace, they trust each other. Like
Yes.
my notes that I didn't write are that the host, so annoying. So annoying. Asking the dumbest questions. Like, how's
For
your
real.
dog? How's your
How's your
chinchilla?
chinchilla?
I just like, oh my God. If you're gonna take this space up, like, please use it. Be
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
Get the
Be
tea at
professional. Get
least.
the tea.
That's
Have you
that.
guys fought? Have you
Yeah.
guys done this? Yeah.
It was hard for me. Water. What was it like seeing Priya? You know, like, where's the tea? I just, I that the whole last half of this episode was hard for me to take seriously because I was just sort of like, there's no version of this in which anyone's going to like actually show themselves, like actually reveal themselves. So just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like what, like I was glad to be able to see them. Like I want to see where their body language is, but I knew that we weren't going to get anything.
No.
So basically, what I did notice is that like, Matomi and Ryotaro are not living together yet, and because they're like, we're looking for a place, and I love that. And Midori and Wataru together, they live together, and Wataru is like fully taken to the dog, and they are best buddies. And I, other than that, like I was happy that they were still together. I was happy that we didn't show up and they were like we had to split up
Yeah.
and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um what I thought was really funny was that both Midori and Matomi said they would never do a show like this again.
Yes. Yes. I liked hearing that. I liked hearing their experience where they were like, it was so emotionally draining that if
Yeah.
we were to do this, they basically, I think this is a quote, but they were like, if we were to do this ever again, it would break us. It would destroy us as individuals.
Yeah. And that just like after hearing that from them so honestly, and then also talking to Xander
To
on
Xander,
that
yeah.
episode, I just like, yo, reality TV fucks with you. And I again feel that these networks or platforms or whoever the fuck is paying out, producing this entire thing really owes it to the contestants to support them, because it's like there's no need for people to be traumatized or their relationships to go through hell and back when this, again, platform is making so much money off of these people putting their mental health on the line. It's like the least you can fucking do is support them in their transition off the show.
I
um
totally agree.
Thank you. I'm gonna run for Netflix president in
Mm,
2025.
let's make changes.
Let's make changes. um okay, that's all I have. So bitch, come on, time has come.
Okay, wait,
What's a
okay, okay, okay,
motherfucking tea?
okay,
Oh my
okay.
god, oh
I'm
my god, am I ready? Am I
okay.
ready?
Well, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna slow dose you up to the big
Okay, so
reveal.
dose
Okay,
me.
yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
no.
So the update on our couples is, as you know, they are still together. They both have children.
Oh, they have babies?
Yeah,
Oh my god,
they
stop, they have babies?
they both had babies, one baby each. Yeah, and
That's
they
so
like.
awesome. They have little babies.
And they like hang out. They get the babies together. Yeah, they call them. There's like a nickname for like the babies together. It's like the
Baby pods.
like yeah. I'll have to look it up and show you. But they combine like some of their names. It's like they combined like Matomi and Midori's like Mitori. They call it their like Mitori babies.
That's cute. I
How
love it.
cute.
So cute. Oh fuck.
um
I don't even want kids, but that makes me so happy.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
happy for them.
Before I give you the real tea, basically what happens, I'm edging you right now is what I'm doing.
Not in the good way, bitch.
I know, in the bad way. But
In
basically,
the
so
bad
like
way.
at the end of the episode we see like Netflix catch up with like the other singles, but again in this very like curated like I like
Mm,
same film crew, same lens. Like at least if you're
yes.
gonna give us reality TV post production, give us reality TV post production. Like use a handheld camera. But everyone's doing like they're painting the picture that everyone's thriving in their singlehood. Uh
Yeah.
Caro's writing songs, Priya's developing products for her company. She's being a CEO. Um and on what's her name? Anya and um
There's Maury.
yeah, Maury's a doctor. Ayano is learning how to discover herself as we
Yeah.
hoped for. Um who was Maury with?
Is that Midori? I
No,
can't remember. It was another M name though,
I
right?
know. Minami.
Henry.
Minami.
Minami.
Yeah. Minami and Minami was reflecting being like, I've realized that there's like elements of my personality that I don't have to be like, she was saying something like, I felt like I was trying to fit in with everyone else and I don't need to do that. And I was like, yeah, we
Mm,
didn't see that, but maybe it wasn't aired. Anyway, Misaki's doing good. He did something with baseball regarding the Tokyo Olympics, or the Olympics in Tokyo, which is sick. Everyone's doing
yeah.
fine. What we don't see that I discovered online afterwards is Mori is engaged
Oh,
to
to
Ayano.
shut up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shut
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Mori is engaged to Ayano.
Yeah.
I have thoughts about this.
Okay, tell me your thoughts.
Not the best thoughts, though.
Oh my God, even better.
So, something that came up for Mori a lot with his relationship with Minami
Mm-hmm.
was Minami had a very particular way of doing things, and it was rubbing Mori the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Ayano, we know, is a people pleaser. And so
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Maury is like, I mean, whatever, fuck. If they're happy, then that's all that
Mm-hmm.
matters at the end of the day. But
Mm-hmm.
my concern is that Ayano will just be a yes man to all of Maury's demands, desires, ways of doing things, which is comfortable for Maury because he doesn't seem very open to influence with his partner. Like that's what we saw with
Mm-hmm.
Minami.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Ayano being who she is, where
Mm-hmm.
again, I love vanilla ice cream, but like she doesn't take up a lot of space in her relationships, is what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
she's very just like, how can I take care of my husband? How can I serve my husband? How can I like just be a wife? And again, if that works for them, fucking great, happy. But I'm just concerned because it's like Ayano should be allowed to take up space. And I think that what might be keeping these two together is the fact that she doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think my theory is that Mori was triggered by Minami's particularness because he's actually also quite particular.
Exactly, but doesn't want to own it.
Yeah. And he was just upset that he was being asked to move his particularness for someone who is
Yeah, to
equally
clean his hairs up.
particular. And also like, so I did a little deep dive on his Instagram. Like
Tell me more,
he's
bitch.
you know how when Minami was in his apartment, she was like, "You have a lot of clothes," and he was like, "Yeah, I love vintage clothing." He
Yeah.
loves vintage clothing, and he's big on the gram with his like vintage fits. It's so funny. Every selfie looks like digitally carbon copied from one another. They're just like different outfits. So interessante. But he is
What else does he look like?
like a perfectly curated, like I live a beautiful, it's so interesting. He doesn't have any pictures of them like posted together, and she has like so many of her and them together. It's very like picture perfect,
I
picturesque.
don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. They just got engaged. That was
Mm,
recent. I think that the show aired more than a year ago. I'm sorry. I think the show aired a long time ago. The show was filmed well more than a year ago. So it's been some time.
I want to know how they connected.
Me too. I know that like
I'm
had
totally
some
lurking them right now, by the way.
Netflix hosted some like parties and stuff, and I wonder if maybe they reconnected there. Um, my
Yo.
hope, I don't know if this happened, and I can't say that it didn't happen, but my hope is that Ayano spent some time being single. Like, learn who you are, get to
Yeah.
know
Oh my
yourself.
God, I see what you mean about the Maury selfie. It's like always in the same spot in his apartment where it's like, here's the door, here's.
So interesting, isn't it?
Oh my God, it is interesting. Also, those sideburns, though, they're
Yeah.
like really
Well,
there.
he's growing in his hair. He's trying to prevent
Yo,
hair loss.
um, damn,
That's my
son,
update.
that was wild. I thought it was gonna be negative, so I'm really happy that it wasn't
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like worried you were
nothing
gonna be
crazy.
like, they're actually not still together.
No. No, everyone's okay.
Oh
No, the
man.
couples are doing great. I think that the couples will be together for a long time. I'm curious what happens with Midori. I really don't know if she likes him that much, but Who
I think
knows?
she does. I think she just needed more time to settle into the relationship, and the time factor was like making her look for reasons why it wasn't going to happen. Yo, I fucking get it. Like,
Mm,
it's a form of protection, right? Like, avoidance and anxious people do this. It's like, let me
mm,
try and figure out why this isn't going to work, why you're going to leave me. And it's like,
mm.
yo, we just gotta be present. We just gotta be present.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
just gotta be present. Okay, I'm
I
gonna
love
make a
that
song.
song. I love that song.
It's not that great. We'll workshop it.
I thought it was
So
pretty
what are
great.
we ditching? We're ditching the
Ooh.
fact that if you have questions, ask your fucking questions.
Ask
Don't
your
wait for your
questions.
partner to like to be like, "So you got any questions?" Like, no. Be like, "Hey, this is what's coming up for me," and have the fucking conversation. Come on now. We're adults. We're adults. Act
Absolutely.
like
We're
adults.
also ditching comparing your partner to the imaginary partner that lives in your head or
Mm,
past partners for that matter.
for real. Ooh, that's a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
That's it, you guys. Listen, we have other shows to cover in the future. But if
Excuse
there's
me, I
a
burped.
show in particular that fits our bill, let us know what you're obsessing over. And if you tell me it's
Yeah.
the straight version of the ultimatum right now, I might block you.
Yeah, I'll throw up in your face.
I'll throw up in your face. Okay. In order to talk to us, you can do either one of two things. You can go to our Instagram or TikTok and DM us there, both at Ditch the Script Pod, or you can go to our website, www.ditchthescriptpod.com. If you like what we are doing, did you like that segue?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, if you like what we are doing, make sure to rate and review us on Apple, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and also go to Spotify. And if you can figure out how to review us or rate us, please do it.
Yeah.
We can't figure it out.
Um,
uh,
yeah.
the
Is that
end.
it?
That's
The
it.
end. We love you. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.